Hi, Bun. Why didn't you eat your lettuce from this morning? Bun's been a bad boy. He finally ripped his Kong pad open. Not happy about that. That pad was almost $100. He hasn't destroyed it, but he's definitely opened it up. So I hope he'll leave it alone, because otherwise if it gets destroyed too badly, I will be forced to throw it out, which will suck because I love knowing that he has a soft place to lay. So Fleece has not worked, and now his Kong pad isn't working. I just wish he'd leave it. He has so much stuff to do and to chew, but he has to sit there and pick at it now. Super annoying. Hey, Bun? Yeah, you clean up that hay on the floor. Good boy. So as usual, laundry's going, because I always start the laundry so that I can keep switching it over while I'm down here. So if you hear that, what else is new, right? So the trio is proving to be the most difficult for the new pellets. You'll have already seen... Oh, goodness. Sorry, guys. I sneeze down here a lot, and still some of them get so freaked out by sneezing. My apologies. So anyway, you'll have seen our reviews about the new pellets. The trio loved them at first and ate them, and then now they're being pretty picky with leaving them. But I would rather they eat just very few of these versus any of the other stuff that I was feeding, so I'm not too concerned. It's annoying, but I'm giving them time to give in. Because even if they eat a few of these, at least they're way healthier than eating a pile of the other stuff that I was feeding. So that's one reason that I also picked up the vitamin C tabs. So for this cage right now, I'm giving them extra vitamin C, which you can't hurt a guinea pig giving them extra vitamin C. Any extra they would just pee out naturally, so there's no harm in making sure that they have enough vitamin C. All the other cages are eating the pellets pretty decently. Sometimes they last like almost 24 hours, but as I mentioned before, I would rather have the pellets be something they're just kind of grazing on that are super nutritious versus like gorging on them and them not being nutritious at all. Okay, little pickles. I can't believe how big Reese is now. She weighs like 1,100 grams. She is a big girl. And Littlefoot only weighs, he's usually between like 950 and 1,000 grams. Just depends at what time you were weighing him. He's pretty petite, but even smaller than him, Angus is actually smaller, which is surprising. So my biggest pig still is Huckle, who's about 1320 for grams, and Pecan's 1250. Oh, and I forgot Nammy was up at 1,200 grams the other day when I weighed her, which is awesome, because when I first got her, she weighed only like 700 grams. She was light as a feather. It was kind of... Can you guys hop over? Come on, littles. Tubbies. Thank you. Go ahead, Reese. So yeah, Nammy was way too light in my opinion, because like you picked her up and she felt very frail. But yeah, she's definitely a bigger piggy now, but she has such a good appetite. And Raisin, a lot of people were asking me when I did the little pet profile about Raisin, about is she a really small pig? Some of the footage in there was when she was little, and her compared to Nanaimo, there's only 100 grams difference. She's actually 1,100 grams, so she's a very decent sized pig. I think it's just hard to tell. And Nanaimo too, her fur is very fluffy, crazy, and super long. So she's a long Abyssinian hair, so I think that kind of makes her look a little bit bigger too, because Raisin is a very decent sized pig. She was very mini when we got her, but she's grown a lot. And she's a pig, when you pick her up, she's got some weight to her. She doesn't look fat or anything like that, but you just pick her up and she definitely feels heavy in your hand. Okay, kids, over to the other side. Over there, dude. Thank you. You checking for scraps or what's happening, bud? So this, I've shown you in other videos, this is how I get the liners clean. A lot of people were asking about why the hay seems to come off pretty easy on my liners. I don't really know, it's just fleece like everybody else's. If you have a problem, definitely you could vacuum it first so that that's not going into your washer, because it'd be very easy to just take a vacuum over top of your fleece if you're worried. Hey, don't be going up there, dude. I just find getting right in there and swiping down with your hand is pretty darn easy, or you could use a really dense bristled brush. But for the most part, I find a lot of it comes off pretty easy. Or even outside when I was shaking it outside, and where you could really go wild with just flinging it around, that worked well too. Okay, just gotta wash my hands. Okay guys, so we are doing a sea themed using the Finding Dory fleece, which I think is really cute. Alright guys, go on over. Littles, you'd think this was your first time, I keep telling you. You should know the drill. Look at this. A little piggy sandwich. Yuck. Come on, bud, if you want to shake that out for me, that'd be great. No? Okay. So as I've mentioned many times before, every other cage clean, I sweep up the base and wipe it down with the vinegar water solution. And then you can use another cloth just to dry it off quick. But that's a nice disinfectant and a safe one as well. Because you wouldn't want to be using anything with toxic odors. You wouldn't want to be using like bleach or anything unless you were cleaning the cage and then taking it outside and scrubbing it down, that kind of thing. And for the vinegar water, you can do, I usually do 50-50 and then put it in a spray bottle, spray the base, wipe it down, and then wipe it dry. Works really good. Vinegar is a bit smelly, but once you wipe it clean, I don't really notice it. Some people might if they hate that smell. Oops. There we go. So these little mats that I put here, I change those almost every day, or every day if they're needed, or every other day for sure. Had some people asking about why don't I just put litter boxes underneath with disposable bedding, but that would just kind of defeat the purpose of me having fleece. I did that way back in the day when I first had Barnaby and Ernie. I had litter boxes, and it's all fine and dandy, but I just find no matter what you do, the pigs still poop and pee where they're sleeping too, so it wasn't like it was saving the fleece from getting wrecked. It just was one more thing I had to clean, one more thing I had to keep repurchasing. So I just didn't care for it. Because bedding, as I've said before, it's pretty darn expensive. Especially with the skinny pigs. I need to buy paper-based bedding, so like a Carefresh or a knockoff Carefresh, to make sure it's soft and not going to scratch their skin. It is not cheap. I remember I bought, it was Boxo bedding is what I used to buy, a pretty big bag of it, but that was just another expense to keep putting money out for, and I would much rather just pay for doing the laundry. So yeah. You know, and depending where you live, different things work for different people. I just stick with the fleece. Okay. So I always make sure there's at least a couple snuggly beds so that Littlefoot has a chance to sleep in one. Make sure that he stays nice and warm. Put their pellets back. And then I just gotta get them some more hay, stock that up. So this is the Oxbow Orchard grass. So even though I switched their pellets and I'm not using their support tabs, I will always use their hay. It's so lovely. Very few times have I had any complaints, and it was always dealt with quickly if I did have some hay that I wasn't happy with. There we go. I love pigs when you just clean their cage and they have to go looping through and checking everything that you set down. Such curious little creatures. Okay, so that's one cage down. 3 more to go. Why are you screaming? Little Ray Ray here is screaming at the top of her lungs. What's the matter? You okay now? My goodness. It was wild because I was just picking out the fleece for their cage. Are you alright, little sweetheart? What was happening? Was Nammy bossing you around or what? My goodness. Okay, sweetie. Okay. Are you gonna be alright? Like, holy doodle cakes. She was yelling so loud. Okay, are you guys having a ruckus or what? What's going on around here? My lord. This is like really loud weeking, but like more like a screaming weeking. But she gets worked up so easy if something happens, so who knows. Maybe there was some kind of piggy misunderstanding happening there. Oh, these girls make me nuts. They like to drink their water and still have water pouring out of their mouth, and then they put their head in the pellets and they ruin a bunch of the pellets. And then they don't touch them. So I'm gonna have to find a new spot to sit their pellets, like away from the water, to stop that from happening. Because they didn't always used to do it, but now it's like all the time. And it's super irritating. Are you alright now, little spaz attack? I gotta get another bucket to shake hay out. The other one's getting too full. Well, I'm glad we're quiet. Because her yelling actually was making, Huck, he was yelling too. I don't know if he thought some kind of alarm was going off, something scary. What do you ladies think? Some nice fall print, one of my favorites. So Raisin's actually gotten really good about holding her. And she also, her and Amy started liking floor time. And the last time I did floor time, I actually sat on the ground and I just made sure I was staying pretty still. And both of them would walk around me and were eating hay and being normal that way. So it was really nice. Because before, they used to be too scared to do too much, but I just kept trying them for just short periods at a time, and last time they stayed out for the whole 2 hours. Because when I do floor time, that's generally the amount of time I give them. And since I have the grids where I can block off Seymour, like I'm not down here for the whole time that everyone's getting their floor time. I usually will sit with them for the first bit. And then I'll go up and do whatever other things, but I know that Seymour can't get at them, so they're safe, and I'll give them 2 hours for each pair. So yeah, the last time, I think you probably saw a video on it. I do believe I shared that already by the time you're watching this. But they stayed out for the whole 2 hours, and I had my camera set up, so when I was going back through the footage, I could see what they were up to, and the whole time they were just either eating or wandering around, like they weren't freaked out or anything, so that was pretty cool. I think I mentioned before, like the only stipulations for floor time is I have to make sure that Bullseye and Angus are out first, or I take them out on their own day, which is usually what I do. Because if there's any smells of anybody else, Bullseye just can't control himself, and he gets all worked up and crazy and screaming and yelling, just carrying on like a Looney Tune. So usually I will take them out on their own day and then just rotate between the 3 pairs. So because none of the pairs care, well, pairs, in trio, none of them care if I put them out right after another set and like that there's other piggy poops and stuff. Nobody cares. Like, yeah, there's some sniffing or what have you, but nobody's having a panic attack about it or screaming and yelling, where Bullseye screams and yells and gets really wild. So that's something that's really nice when I don't have to change the liners on the ground, can just use them for the whole 6 hours between everybody, and then when everybody's finished, pick it up and do a cleanup. Okay, so these ladies are done. So we are now on to Apple and Huckle. Where'd you guys go? Hey, Hucky. Hey, handsome devil. Hi, sweetheart. Oh, what are you doing, you little crazy? You burrowing? Hi, Hi, sweeties. Just gotta get your beds out of the way. Excuse me, Apple. Can I have that bed? Thank you. Oh, what a disaster. So these guys are going on sea print fleece. I always think Huckle and Apple look so pretty on this fleece. I think they both look really good with blue. There's orange to match Apple's orange. Okay, head on over there, kid. Over to the other side, sweetie. Good girl. So like usual, I'm gonna be tidying Apple's bottom, which we showed in our other smaller cage cleaning video, how we do that. So I'm just gonna go wash my hands and then pick her up. I know, you already know what I'm gonna do. You're such a good girl, though. You're such a sweetheart. It'll be over before you know it. There we go. Yes. Don't worry, sweetie. We'll make it quick. We will be quick. Let's just have a little peek. Sorry, you got some hay stuck in your fur. Sorry, hon, I gotta check. So this is Apple's own personal coconut oil. I don't use it for anybody else. You're fine, hon. You're good. You're good. We'll live to see another day. Yes. You're okay. Up we go. There you go, my little angel. Good girl. What about you, Huckster? Do you need your nails clipped at all? I think so. We're gonna get you before I put the other liner down. So much easier to grab pigs for nail clippings when you're doing the cage so that half of it's blocked. Okay, ready? Good boy. There you go. Oh, you're such a big baby. You're such a big baby. Good boy. Okay, big baby. Look at that cute little white tummy. What are you chatting about? Yes. What are you saying? You're fine. Telling everybody you don't like getting your nails clipped? Oh, you're quiet now? Good boy. Let's see those friends. Good boy. Oh, you're such a good baby. You know the drill. The more still you hold, the quicker mommy is. Can I see that, friend? You're putting your face in front of it, hun. Good boy. Good boy. Wow, Hucky, good boy. Make sure nothing's too sharp. Man, you're a good pig. You and Apple are such good little babies. Okay, all done? Up we go. Whoa, Hucky. I was just saying how good you were and you're gonna fly. And that, my friends, is why you have to make sure you have such a secure hold on them Because sometimes they get crazy and try to kick out of your hands. They have no idea that if they fell, it would be bad news. So I think Akko was just demonstrating that for everyone about the importance of holding on to your piggies. And of course he was trying to kick while I was trying to stand up at the same time, make it extra difficult. So I need to get them some pads. Oh, there you go. Alright, that'll do. Well, maybe we want this one because it's blue on the other side. Tough choices. Okay, little turnips. Beep-a-leaps, beep-a-leaps. Excuse me. Okay, where did oh, right behind me. That there, your secret passage. Well, hello, Mr. Bun. Okay. Alright, kitties. We've got some beds here for you. Hey, Apple. Excuse me, little tushy. Hey, babe. So they really like sleeping under there now that I put a fleece drape that has flaps in the front so that they can feel nice and hidden. I usually hook this onto the end of here so that I can discourage any burrowing under the fleece, because thank goodness they leave it now that this part's buried where I put their hay, so they must feel protected enough. Which that was one of our biggest problems with these two, was digging underneath these liners, which is gross. Why, hello. Why don't you have some pellets? It'll make mommy happy. Yeah? Is this for you, babies? There you go. Yep, you're next, Angus. I hear you. Okay. Now we're on to the last key. Oh, somebody forget to give you pellets. What a terrible mommy. We need some? There you go. Good boy. So now we gotta go get stuff for Bullseye and Angus. Hi, sweetie. Excuse me. Pardon me. Coming through. Yes, you're next, little bro. Oh, okay. Just gotta get some little pads for you guys. So after I'm done cleaning, as I'm sure you could imagine, I have to sweep up the floor. And also they get some cucumber. I can't wait to sweep up the floor. I hate stepping all over hay. But it gets everywhere when you're shaking stuff out. Hi, little cute patoots. Okay, to the little messy devils. Their cage is just a hazard right now. This morning before work, I just tried to make the most of it. Usually the day when it's going to be cleaned out that night, I'm just like, oh, I can't wait to clean it out. Hi. So they have a little bit of everything in here. Nothing's matching and everything's a big stinking mess. I honestly do not know how anybody could ever keep 2 skinny pigs in a pet store cage. You'd have to clean it like every hour. Because this cage was tidied 12 hours ago before I went for work, and it's Poo City. The little messy munchkins. Hey, Bullseye. So, since I don't give Bullseye the joint support from the Oxbow anymore, he is getting glucosamine, a liquid glucosamine instead. This was actually Willie's. We had just filled it prior to Willie passing away. And at first I was like, oh, well, what do I do with this now? Because I had Bullseye on those joint support and he was doing well. But actually it all worked out in the end since we switched pellets. And I was like, I'm not going to use those joint support, so I'll give him this. Thank you. It's with a tutti fruity flavor. I wish I had realized. I would have asked for strawberry. That's what his Sissa Pride was, mixed with strawberry, and he liked that. But so far, Bullseye's still on no Sissa Pride, so that's pretty cool. So his glucosamine's the only thing that I make sure to give him every day. Hey, buddy? Oh, there's a couple of poops I can't reach. Yeah, look at this. That was from Bun Bun's pad. There we go. Oh, picking up poops with my hands. Okay, I'll get you some liners down, guys, so that... Which way do we do this? Put it this way, this one. Okay, if I pull this closer, you guys come over here. I'm kicking you out. Run along. Come on. Thank you. Go back. Go back. Go back. Oh, sure. Yeah, you kids, hey. You're gonna get rolled up in a fleece burrito. Don't say I didn't warn you. I mean it. It's coming. Look out. Not joking around. You're safe for another day. Ugh, I just gotta go wash my hands. So this is Apple's coconut oil, and this big jar here is the universal one for pretty much just the skinny pigs that I use it for. But Bullseye looks like he has a little dry patch on his ear. Good boy. Could you get any more lovable, eh? He's just so sweet to handle. A lot of pigs, you'd touch their ears and they'd be off running. There, we all fixed? Are we all fixed up? You're such a sweet man. Just a sweetheart. Okay, there we go. We'll put this other one down here. You got a little section that's extra padded. There we go. What do we think of that? That's cushy. Put your little tunnel there. Okay, where do we want to put your hay? Maybe we'll put it under here. See how you guys like that. Yeah, I think that's what we'll do. Of this section for hay, I think we'll put a cuddle cup in the corner. Do you think that's alright? There we go. You want to go through there already? It wasn't done. Next. Okay, we'll move on to a new one. Oh, you're done? Okay. You going back through? No. We'll put that up there too. It'll be on the extra squishy part. Oops, I've got to get another pad that's long for that one. So we'll put your bed there. Maybe we don't need another bed. That's 2 beds. It's good enough. Put that there because they like to stand at that water bottle and pee and poop where their pellets are. Put your little ring back and get some hay. Glucosamine has made such a difference for Bullseye though. Like, he zips around now, and before he was looking very elderly with sometimes limping, and he just looked like an old man. And after, probably it took a good month and a half for glucosamine to really take hold. And then now we're just maintaining it with that liquid glucosamine now, which is super easy to do. So highly recommend, if anybody else has an elderly pig that looks like they have some arthritis going on, test out that glucosamine and give it a good month and a half to really kick in at least, and see how it goes. Because it's definitely better than resorting to pain meds, because Bullseye was actually at the point where I was starting to think I should take him into the vets to be assessed for pain meds. So it actually turned out to work really well, that glucosamine took away all the symptoms that had me worried. Because you don't want your piggy in pain, so that was the biggest deal. He looked like he was having a rough day most days. But now he has no rough days. Okay, so everybody's tidy. So I'm going to get some fleece sorted out here. And then I will be back once we are cutting up cucumber. Babies, I got your cucumber. I had to go upstairs to get a new one. Just gotta put your lettuce away first. Okay, who wants any? There you go. So I started doing a bit less of cucumber just to be on the safe side, since I didn't want anybody to have any bloat or GI issues when I was taking them off their medications when we did the pellet switch. So I just kind of stuck with it just to be safe. There you are, sweetie. There you go. There you are, baby Reese. Littles. Hey, sweetheart. Okay. Just gotta put some stuff away, but we're pretty much done here. That's about all she wrote. I just gotta keep doing some laundry, and oh, we better get Bun his herbs. Yeah, just gonna keep doing laundry, and I gotta transfer some hay from my 50-pound box over into that other bin. It's empty. Gotta put some Timothy hay in there. Oh dear. There we go. Oh, and also check everybody's waters, but I think they should be good. I filled them up pretty full this morning. $71 and 40% for humidity. Perfect. That's it, little bud. You guys eat so fast. Okay, thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye. So everybody's nice and fresh and enjoying their hay. Little piggy chow down. Hi, sweeties. Hi, sweetie boys. How's your hay?